Sheriff is accused of attempting to defraud the state of Tennessee. Fentress County Sheriff Michael Reagan is facing a review by the Tennessee Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission.
Its members could strip away the sheriff's ability to be a law enforcement officer. 10 News anchor Shay Smith explains to us the allegations in this 10 investigates. Shay?
John and Robin, the Post investigator says the sheriff asked a subordinate to complete some of his online training on his behalf. While completing online training for someone else may not seem like a huge deal for some, the Post investigator and an attorney I spoke with say it goes to a law officer's ethics and credibility. A Tennessee Peace Officer Standards and Training investigator says at the end of last year, Fentress County Sheriff Michael Reagan asked a fellow officer to complete 6 hours, 4 courses of online academy training on his behalf. And to be clear, that is not allowed. The Post investigator says he interviewed the detective and the sheriff.
I also interviewed Sheriff Reagan. He also took full responsibility for it.
But the investigator says there's a bigger issue here.
That goes into the Sheriff Reagan's personal file where the case is here. It also would have made him eligible for salary supplement, which would have defrauded the state of Tennessee.
The salary supplement was $800, which the sheriff did not receive. Knoxville attorney T. Scott Jones says an instance like this can ruin an officer's and department's integrity.
It goes to the officer's core credibility. And once your credibility is compromised, then the very basis for how you were empowered to be a law enforcement officer is brought into question.
Jones says questionable credibility can bleed into other aspects of the law, like trials. He says it would be hard for the state to put the sheriff or his officer on the stand as a witness or expert in a trial.
Folks that are trying to represent someone, they're going to exploit that. Credibility is everything in law enforcement, and when you begin to compromise on the small things, the argument's going to be, if you compromised on something that you considered this small, what about when it's something that really mattered?
Post commissioners told Sheriff Reagan they had serious concerns about what he had done. The sheriff apologized to commissioners virtually last month.
I've never done anything like that in my life. I do my stuff like I'm supposed to, but I just failed to do it, and I'm sorry. If you give me leniency, I promise you it won't never happen again.
Now, the sheriff is now facing possible decertification. He will now go through an informal hearing this spring. Then he could be scheduled for a formal hearing. That is where evidence would be presented to the Post, and he could also plead his case. WBIR has contacted but not heard back from the sheriff's office. I've also learned that the Fentress County District Attorney is recusing his office from the case, and it is going to a pro tem prosecutor, which is Mike Donovan.
All right. Thank you, Shay.